Okay, so those of you who are not in my Discord probably aren't expecting this video. You may already know that I've built Phoenix Drop High from Afmau's Minecraft roleplay series, and that I'm in the process of making a second Phoenix Drop High that merges Afmau's version of it with the real-life school it was based off of in Little Rock, Arkansas, USA. During that process, I have received a lot of questions about if I will be making Falcon Claw University from Afmau's series as well. And at first, I said no, because there isn't nearly enough footage to make it as accurately as I did for Phoenix Drop High. But because so many people want it, I decided I would at least look into it to see how much footage there really is. And there's not much. These are the best shots I could find that show the general layout of the campus, and after hours and hours of searching for better angles, I kind of got invested. I started making a layout out of pieces of paper and colored pencils. I also made a document with notes to help me piece things together. And then something amazing happened. Someone in my Discord knew which map the church from FC University was on. It is called Matopolis. I don't know if I'm saying that right. So I downloaded it and I checked it out, and there it was, the church. And upon exploring, I found another building used for FC University. And that led to an obsession. I spent morning to night for 4 days straight trying to find all of the buildings. I found quite a few, but there were still so many missing. I pulled out all of the stops. I even used ChatGPT to help me locate stuff, and I still couldn't find them. I'm not really sure what they did. I just had this feeling it was at some point built with the landscape of Matopolis. I mean, look at the trees, the rocks, the elevation. I didn't think that they would take the time to landscape all of that. They showed the entire Starlight map multiple times, so why else would they not have shown the campus as a whole? Probably because they didn't have the time to make it a whole campus. I think they just picked an area to copy and paste buildings from the map into, and only make certain areas look finished for the screen. I could be wrong on that, but that is just my theory. I spent so much time looking for areas that sort of match the background shots of the episodes, but never found anything that I could confidently pinpoint. Now keep in mind, I was playing with the newest release of the map, but it turns out this map just so happened to have the downloads for the previous versions of the map. Falcon Claw University came out in October of 2017. The Matopolis map has 2 releases from 2017. I assumed the first one is from the first part of the year, and the second one is from the second part of the year. So I picked the first one since FC University came out in the second part of 2017, and they would have needed some time before that to arrange the campus. So I opened the older 2017 version of the map, and what did I find? Pretty much every building that I couldn't find before. It did take a couple of hours, but not nearly as much time as before. And the reason I was able to find them on this version of the map is because these buildings were removed in a later update and only can be found in an older version of the map. I was so excited to find the dorm buildings because that is what I was struggling with the most. Like, it's huge. How was it that hard to find before? Well, because I was on the wrong update. And it was also nice to see that the dorm already had this pond next to it with the paths and the little building in between. I was really hoping they weren't separate buildings that I would have to find individually. And that leads me to this photo. This is a screenshot from episode 29 of FC University, and it is behind this building, which looks like this in the series. It is specifically this curve of the road that was the turning point for this project. It is what made me decide that yes, I will be building FC University so that everyone can download it. I found this empty space on the map in the old 2017 version. In the newest release of the map, it had buildings covering it. That is why I didn't notice this road. It is the exact same curve with the exact same elevation at the same points. That is how I found where they built the campus. I have this general idea guesstimate of what I think the campus layout is. I started with what I know. I know that this curve is behind this building, which makes this curve come from this elevated street in front of the same building. I was able to figure out a rough placement, give or take a couple Minecraft blocks, and that is how I figured out what you're seeing right now. we have whatever this building is in the series, and then the church, and then the park. I am confident that this is a very accurate placement for these buildings for the campus. Now the hard part is the other side. This area, as far as I have been able to see, has fewer angles to go off of in the episode footage. So the rest of the campus, I am not so certain that at this time how accurate it will be, but we will just have to wait and see. At one point I came across this area in an episode, and this is the only stream in this area of the map where the campus was built. And if we walk around here a moment, you can see this lovely angle here is the same as the photo. Well, minus the waterfall. So that helps me know where one other reference point is, so I can figure out where all the buildings are relative to. So this is what I'm working on now. It's the buildings from one of the very first shots of the FC University series. The layout confuses me, but I do have this water line to go off of for placement relative to each building. So far I just have this road thing that is leading from that main building, and I'm not sure how accurate it is. My best guess is like 70 to 80% accurate. I'm just using these divots right here that were already here to try to figure out maybe if it's correct, and then I can either move on to the buildings that go right over here, which would be these ones from the main scene at the beginning, or I can turn around and work on that roundabout thingy-mabob that actually leads to the whole section of the dorm rooms with the pond and the pathways and all that good stuff. So that is where I'm at for now, and I just have to figure out what I want to task myself with next. And then the rest of the footage will be in upcoming episodes. That is going to be it for today, because that was like a lot of explaining and editing and everything. And I will see you next time, now that I am officially building Falcon Claw University.